Hi guys, this video will be the start of my video series on native module integration in React Native. Right. So in React Native, in order to access a native native functions like accessing the camera, accessing the map, you have to create native or like libraries which are going to access the relevant methods in Android and iOS. Okay. So as React Native runs on a JS runtime, you can do set timeout and set interval and all those things which are available in the JavaScript framework, JavaScript runtime. But if you want to access more of the native side, you have to create a module which is going to connect and call the camera libraries or any other libraries in the native side, which will be which will be done in Shift or Kotlin. Okay. So as React Native matures from an old architecture, which is the legacy bridged one, to a latest new architecture with JSI, where we can create multiple modules in Turbo, multiple native modules with Turbo or native Nitro, or even with the Expo, right? So I found that there is not a single there is not a place where a guide explains everything of how you can go from start from 0 to 1 by creating a native model for your application and publishing it in npm for others to use as well, right? So I decided to create this video series on how you can create a native module in Turbo Modules, Expo Modules, as well as create Expo Plugins and Nitro Modules, which is created from by Margello company, right? And all these things. So all these guides are going to focus only on one thing, which is new architecture. It's going to be bridgeless, and I'm not going to create any libraries for the old architecture because the old architecture is not that performant. Why? Because the JSON values has to be serialized and deserialized if we are going to contact the native site, right? But with the latest new architecture, they eliminated the bridge completely, and then we can just simply connect with the native style with not much overhead with help of JSI. Okay, Turbo Modules packages all the JSI side and provides you with the APIs required to do it, right? So what I have created a library called React Native App Clip Overlay, right? Why I created this and what I'm going to do in this video series, right? So why I created this? Recently, I had to create a picture inside our application where people can use our app in an app clip. Okay. So app clip is nothing but a very short version of your app where people can download the app clip in an instant, which will be less than 15 MB. You can send the app clips link in what I select in iMessages, or even you can put that in NFC codes and all these things, right? So I had to tap into a lot of native side code. I had to understand what brownfield integration is, etc. Right. So once the app clip integration was done, by where I connected the app clip JS bundle to the iOS target of app clip, right? So I once all those things was done, I had to create a function where people can directly download the app or go to the app store to download the app with help of a button, right? Like when I tap on a button, the what actually a native overlay has to be created, right? Has to be shown up where people can tap on download etc from here and then download the main app where it will replace the app clip inside the user's device, right? So in order to do that, there was no available library, so I had to learn how to create this, how to maintain it, and then how I can use it inside my own application. So what I did was I tapped into the Turbo Modules guide, and then I used a guide called, I'll go here. I used a guide called React Native Builder Blob, right? So I used this to scaffold the library, and then I connected directly to the Shift side, and then I was able to integrate directly with the overlay, right? So there are no resources in the internet which goes from 0 to 1. So I have decided to create a series where I will explain what are iOS targets, what are Android entry points, right? Like widgets, share extensions, app clips, and then live activities and all those things. And then how you can create all these libraries yourselves, as well as publish it to npm to so that others can use it, as well as your own app can use it, right? So that is the end goal of this particular series, right? Yeah. So I will explain the architecture of how React Native works, how the old architecture works, what was its limitations, and how the new architecture is going to work, and what are its why it's far superior than the older versions. What are the different ways to create like all the native modules, right? The main thing is the Expo modules. We can directly tap into the Shift and the Kotlin side. With Expo plugins, as Expo, there is a concept called CNG, right? So there is no need to go into the native folders, the Xcode or Android Studio and make some changes. You can create the Expo plugins to make changes inside your native application, and you can open source it, or you can directly use that inside your own application, right? So for example, this is the Blue Sky apps code, right? So what they have done, if you see, they have created multiple plugins here, like app clip extension or all these things, right? What it does is, during the build time, the Expo, like what I was saying, the builder, it goes into these plugins and these patches. Last video I made on patches, it goes into this plugin and it says, okay, so what should I do here? I should go inside the Android folder with Android manifest. It goes into the Android manifest file and it changes all these things. The same way, it will go into the Gradle file and it will change all the with Gradle properties, with all these, like all these things, right? What it does, it goes into those specific native files and then it changes it there. Okay. So with help of these things, you can create plugins to make changes to your native files without even going into the native folders. That's the power of Expo, right? The Expo plugins, and then Nitro modules is like it is far like it's even better than Turbo modules, where it connects directly into the C++ side, right? Or you can also connect it with Shift or Kotlin, right? Support for C++ and all these things are there, right? And then once all these things are done, either you can use it within your own repository as a private npm repository, or you can open source it so others can use it, or you can like simply just create the native models and keep it. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be an extensive series on how I'm going to dive into the abstraction of React Native, so that you can improve your React Native skills and create native modules and improve your applications performance in the end. Yeah. So I will see you in the next video.